this pattern I'm using a size 12 fulling mill competition heavyweight hook. For the silk I'm using vintage Purcell's silk shade 6B. For the dubbing I'm using golden olive seal's fur. The hackle is a grey partridge shoulder hackle. And the head is a single strand of peacock herl and a tie in the peacock herl using a single strand of cintron thread. Now to dress the fly, come in with your fly tying silk and trap it in with 6 or 7 nice tight turns behind the head. Trim off the waist silk and now bring your tying silk in tight touching turns down the hook shank to a point somewhere between the end of the hook point and the end of the barb. Come in with your wax and gently wax the thread. Now taking a small pinch of seal's fur, just dub it onto the hook with nice tight turns in between your fingers. And it's important not to put too much dubbing on at once. You can always add to it at a later date. And just simply really tighten that seal's fur onto the silk. Now bring your dubbed silk back up the body in nice touching turns. If it loosens a bit, you can just tighten that dubbing back up. Fret away some of the long seal fur strands. And now come in with your partridge hackle and just expose the tip. Like so. Once you've exposed the tip, take your scissors and just trim down that tip to a nice manageable stump. Now take 3 or 4 nice turns of silk, trapping down that tag end. I'll just trim the hackle stalk a little bit. Grip your hackle with your hackle pliers and now wrap your hackle in nice symmetrical turns. If some of the hackle fibres get in your way, you can just fret them back with your fingers like so. I like to take 3 turns of hackle because I want it to be quite a dense hackle to this fly. And just keep brushing back those hackle fibres. Now trap down the end of the stalk with 2 tight turns of silk. Trim off the waist end. And just brush a few of those fibres back if they're in the way. Now come in with your single strand of cintron thread and start to catch down that tying silk. And you can come in with 4 or 5 nice, firm, tight wraps. Once you're happy that you got your silk secure, come in with your scissors and just cut the waist end of silk. Now with your cintron thread, just wrap down 3 or 4 nice turns. Taking your peacock herl, just trim off the brittle tip. Offer it up to the hook and now trap it down with 5 or 6 tight turns of thread. Now's a good opportunity to come in with your scissors and just trim off any waste ends or any fluff. And now take your herl in your fingers and start to form the head of the fly. I like this herl head to be quite prominent, and so I'm going to take 4 or 5 nice turns of herl. Just keep fretting that herl back. Once you're happy with the density of the herl head, come in with your cintron thread and trap it down. Now come in with your scissors, trim off the waste end of herl, and bring in your whip finish tool and form a 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Pull it tight. Now come in with your scissors, trim off that cintron thread. And now with your scissors you can just clean up the eye a little bit. Give it a ping with your finger, and there you have my Dirty Caddis Spider.